How to Successfully Ransom a Child. Written by Easy Morgan, also known as Easy Misery. Hello, No Sleep. I have lurked on this site for a while, but I feel it is time to share some things with you. Honestly, I'm only doing this because I am sick of hearing about people kidnapping kids and doing it all wrong. I have successfully ransomed over a dozen children. Some might call me an expert. I want to tell you how to do it correctly. Maybe then you'll start doing it right. I'm going to use my most recent conquest as an example. Her name is Sophie. You don't need to know my name. The first step is to choose a kid. Gender doesn't matter, but I prefer girls. If you want the best ransom, you'll want to pick a family that is tight-knit. The more the parents love the kid, the more they'll give up to get it back. Choose a family in a town you don't live in. Ideally, it should be at least an hour away. You must have no connection to the family. They don't know you, but you will learn everything about them. I picked Sophie because she had braided pigtails. I liked that. She was just big enough to do some things on her own, but still little, small, smooth. I grabbed Sophie on her way home from school, but before taking her, I did my research. This is where so many people fail. You have to study the family. You have to know when they leave the house, what hobbies they have, who visits, and where the breaks in the chain are. You need to spend a lot of time watching, waiting. There is so much waiting, but it makes the prize so much better. Sophie's family lived in a farmhouse in a small town. Their police force consisted of a sheriff and only a few officers. A smaller police force will help you. To make yourself less noticeable, don't use the same car to watch the house in. Changing the colors and the kind of car will make it impossible to track you. It took 5 months for the perfect opportunity. Sophie usually walked home with a friend. The way home was through a field, out of sight from any house. But the friend was a barrier. I was lucky. The friend was sick. She didn't go to school. So Sophie walked alone, her backpack hanging off one arm. Her precious blonde hair braided in those long, silken pigtails. Don't hurt her. Make it fast. One arm around the diaphragm, the other over her mouth. She is small. Carry her to your car. Don't lean in and smell her hair. Once you have the kid, the real work starts. You'll want to send a ransom note in the mail. Emails and phone calls are too easily traceable. A letter you can simply place in any mailbox. Leave the return address blank. Keep her quiet. No one can hear her, but silence makes it better. In your letter, you'll explain that you have the child. You will not harm the child as long as the family is willing to pay the ransom. As far as the amount of money, it needs to be a reasonable amount. Significant enough to warrant an abduction, but low enough that a typical family could raise the amount. I usually stick between $20,000 and $50,000. An average family can get a loan for that amount if needed. Ideally, the letter should arrive the day after the kid is taken. The family will have already called the police. This letter will incite even more fear. You cannot go to the house. Do not drive by. Do not go to the town, no matter how much you want to. And you will want to. You may watch the news. You may rub the strands between your fingers. You may plan your next move, but nothing else. In the first letter, you will simply say you will call with more instructions. Do not call. The family will be waiting by the phone. They will not leave the house. The FBI may have been called. A wiretap will be placed. Every conversation will be recorded. You cannot let them hear your voice. Sophie's hair tastes like laundry soap and freshly mowed grass. Next, it is time to write your second letter. It should be sent 2 weeks after the first. In this letter, you will include something written by the kid. This is to prove that it is alive. Make it write about things you would have no way of knowing. You should also include a picture of it, fully dressed with a newspaper. The letter will remind them of the ransom amount. Say you are anxious to get the money. You will contact them soon with the drop location. Remember the smoothness. Sophie, soft, sweet syrup. After the second letter is another waiting period. This one is longer. It has to be at least a few months. That's when you will be tested. You will want to call them, to reach out. But trust your instincts. The prize is worth the waiting. Spend time with Sophie. Tell her about your father. Your secrets are safe with her. You can trust her. When the wait is over, you will send the last letter. In it, you will include a picture of the kid in different clothes, hair cut, but smiling, holding another newspaper. It can write something to its parents, but it isn't really important. What does matter is your exact instructions. Number 1, the money must be in cash and untraceable. Number 2, the drop point must be in the middle of a popular wooded area in the early morning, around 5 a.m. The area should be at least an hour away. Number 3, the entire family must bring the money to the site. Number 4, no cops allowed. Number 5, the family must wait an hour at the location with the money in the spot. Then the kid will be released to them. Number 6, the reunited family must then return home immediately and never speak of this event again. Of course, the family will not follow all the rules. Police will no doubt join them at the site, hiding. But that's okay. You never planned to go there in the first place. After all, Sophie has been dead since the day after you took her. She has to die. It's part of the plan. You use her, love her, take her hair, and then she is gone. It is gone. It is now with the other its, bloated, empty shells, deflated balloons hanging from the ceiling. You have to make it write the letters when you take it home. You tell it what dates to write. You take the 2 pictures that first day too. Just edit the newspaper to match the correct dates. It's not hard. The waiting is hard. But the prize is worth the wait. Silken braided pigtails. You can suck on the ends as you drive to the house. It tastes like a little dead girl, but the hair was already dead. No one will be at the house when you get there. Everyone, including the authorities, will be at the drop site. Now it is their turn to wait for something that will never come. You have to break into the house. This is where you will collect the ransom. You may take anything that is of any worth. Televisions, jewelry, computers. If the computers do not have a password, most don't, there is another task you must complete. Delete all photos of it. Log into any social media. Most people leave themselves logged in, and delete any references to it. Photos, quotes, artwork. Do the same around the house. Take all the family pictures. Take any art it drew. Anything with its name on it. Make it look like there was never a child in the house at all. The process can take a long time. Be thorough. Think of the braids in your front seat, the smoothness. And finally, as you drive away, you can collect your ransom, your prize. Sure, you can sell the items that you stole. It won't make you that much money, but that's not the real reason you do this. What you will collect is the knowledge that you destroyed that family. They will never see their kid again, never smell its hair. You own it now. They will never recover. All of their treasured items are gone. You have stolen their sanity, joy, safety. They will never be able to trust again. And that fact tastes almost as good as the pigtails. So there you go. That's how you successfully ransom a child. Now all of you out there have no excuse to do it wrong.